Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Cogan, founder of Eliances.
Not only founder of Eliances, but I have the best job in the entire universe. And thank you again, too, for all the feedback that we received on the John Paul DeJoria interview. We keep getting feedback on that. But what an amazing, this morning we just had the CEO of the international marketing company, Gaia, who works with startups, and she could be reached at gaia-vsm.com. Later on in the show, we're going to have the former Playboy.com president. And when you hear what he's doing now, it just continues to be incredible. I'm amazed, and I know our listeners with the feedback just keep on listening. But let me tell you about this next hero. He has literally revolutionized the way startups can get funding, made it a gazillion times easier for startups to launch, and again, most importantly, get funding. His company has really taken the startup world by storm. Everyone who is doing startups knows this company. We have the founder of Indiegogo, the world's largest global crowdfunding platform, started in 2008, Slava Rubin. What inspired you, Slava, to come up with the idea of Indiegogo?
It was my two co-founders and I. We came up with the idea in 2006. We had a mutual frustration of trying to raise money using the internet. Eric was on the board of a theater company. Danae was working with different filmmakers and entrepreneurs. And my dad died of cancer when I was younger, so I started my own charity in 2005 for cancer research. And we all just said, it's interesting. There's this new thing called YouTube, which was democratizing access to content. eBay was pretty interesting, access to auctions. Yet access to capital was all about the gatekeeper, the VC, the banker, the government grant organizer. And we said, why is that? Why not just try to create democratization of access to capital? So we came up with Indiegogo, and we launched in 2008, and I guess the rest is history.
Now, it's amazing that the way it's taken by storm, and how many listings do you have or do you get every day, every week? How is it measured?
Yeah, so we've had over 700,000 since we've launched, and we're doing thousands every week.
Now, Slava, if you were a customer of your company, Indiegogo, what are maybe 3 secrets you would do to help increase your odds of having a successful campaign on your site to raise funds?
Sure. I actually have been a customer many times on my own platform. But if I was to give guidance to somebody out there looking to raise funds on Indiegogo, I would tell them a few things. 1, have a good pitch. 2, proactive. And 3, find an audience that cares. So as part of a pitch, it's smart to have a good video and make sure you have interesting perks. Number 2, make sure you provide updates and get off to a fast start. And then number 3, I would say, is don't expect strangers and random people out in the world to fund you at first. You need to be able to bring your own inner circle, your mother, your family, your friends, your followers, your fans, your customers. They need to be able to bring in that first money, and then Indiegogo will be able to then bring lots of strangers and others to the dance. But you need to be able to get that early validation. I like to say, if your own mother won't fund you, then I doubt strangers will.
That's excellent advice. And what are some of the companies that you put on there yourself that you said you listed?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of different charity campaigns, mostly as part of the impetus of how I started Indiegogo. But then I've also worked with lots of other different companies just to advise them. So it's hard to name all of them, but it's literally been in the hundreds.
Excellent. Well, you're listening to Eliances Heroes. Be a hero. Go to our Entrepreneurs Align. Be part of the community. You may even have the opportunity to meet Slava, perhaps, at one of our experiences. Go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. And we're talking with the co-founder of Indiegogo.com. That's INDIE. Go.com. We'll also have the link on Eliances.com. Now, Slava, I can spent hours on your site really looking through all the amazing things that people are creating and looking to launch. What have you seen maybe as one of the most unique or something that stand out the most that you've seen on your site?
It's really just a rabbit hole of discovery. Everybody has their own things they're looking for. I would just give them guidance to stop by Indiegogo or even equity.indiegogo.com and just start there and start browsing around. But there's so many interesting things, whether it's electronic skateboards or whether it's like Pilot, which is the name of a product which you put headphones in your ears, earbuds in your ears, and an app is connected to it, and you can actually translate language real time into your ears. Or Flow Hive, which is changing the way honey is being harvested. Or there's Misfit, which is an activity tracker. Or there's all kinds of cool bed and sleep tracking products. Or there's like Airing, which is trying to really improve sleep apnea issues. So there's like so many different things. It's one of those where it's just you start clicking around and all of a sudden an hour is gone because you just really browse through so many interesting ideas.
That's amazing. Do you know what the youngest person that's listed something on your site?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we do have minimum age requirements. Otherwise, you have to have a guardian confirmed for the campaign. So we do have a lot of campaigns where it is somebody under the age that has a guardian is confirming the campaign. One of the cutest campaigns I remember having on Indiegogo was somebody, I believe even under 10 years old, heard about a village in Africa that didn't have enough milk. So all they really wanted was to be able to have a cow. So he went on Indiegogo and used, instead of having a birthday, organizing his friends and family and neighbors to fund getting a cow for that village, which was super cute.
Amazing. Now, you mentioned your father earlier, and you mentioned about the charity. I think it's important, and I'd like you to share with us what that charity is and what it does.
Yeah, so my dad died of multiple myeloma, which is bone marrow cancer. And for a long time, I wasn't able to really discuss that. So as part of a New Year's resolution, I decided to face it up front and try to turn a negative into a positive. So I started Music Against Myeloma, which is a charity that raises money for cancer research, specifically multiple myeloma research. And we try to have either an event or some sort of fundraiser annually. And it's been great. We've been raising a decent amount of money and giving that to different doctors and research organizations doing their good work to help solve cancer.
Now, you've been very successful in your career, clearly launched something that's absolutely amazing that, again, all startups know, which is being the co-founder of Indiegogo. What advice or what did you learn from your father, perhaps, that helped guide you to where you are today?
Probably my parents are, well, so am I, but we came from Belarus. So my parents are immigrants from Belarus. We came over in 79. And they weren't entrepreneurial in the business sense because my dad was an engineer and my mom a doctor, but they were the utmost of entrepreneurial in terms of spirit. They were willing to risk it all, having a decent life in Russia, looking for religious exile, and came to America. My mom had to go through getting her doctor's degrees and all of her applications again, and my dad was able to figure out how to navigate engineering in English. And so having that entrepreneurial hustle, being willing to be fearless, and then probably one of the mantras that he really instilled in me is the people that make it look the easiest are often the people that work the hardest. So that really impressed on me, whether it was in sports, whether we were practicing and saying, hey, that athlete looks good. Well, it's probably because they put a lot of time into practice, or in any field of life, including work, obviously. So I do think there's a lot to that. Is sometimes we look at somebody else and say, wow, they've really just got it, or it's so easy for them. Well, often I imagine they've put a lot of time behind the scenes.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's phenomenal advice from your father. And that's right, Slava Rubin, co-founder of Indiegogo. Those that make it look easy, right? They're the ones that work the hardest. Slava, you're a true entrepreneur. You've led the path for other entrepreneurs to get their products off the ground and services and charities, and have shown the world a new way to do startup. That's a hero. Slava Rubin at Indiegogo.com. And when we return, we're going to have the former president of Playboy, David Cogan with Eliances.